Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, I just don't know who I am anymore? Who am I? Maybe you spent years being the good wife or the perfect friend, the person that everyone relies on, the great mother. But who are you? Here's something that I want you to consider. Maybe the real question isn't who am I, but who am I becoming? Or even better, who do I want to become? Because the first question tends to look backwards. And sure, it's good to know where we've come from, our basic personality traits, but just focusing on that keeps us there. Whereas the second question asks, who am I becoming, or who do I want to become, even more important, that takes us into the future. It opens a door into where we want to go. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Michelle, and this channel is all about creating a beautiful life through healing, creativity, personal growth, and finding out more about who we are and who we want to become. In my last video, I talked about why so many women feel lost after 50. Today, I'd like to talk about something much more exciting, and it's the freedom to choose who we become next. One of the biggest myths we believe is that who we are is fixed. That once we get to a certain age, that this person that we are and what we do, think, believe, everything else, it's just the way it is, and we're stuck with it. But I don't believe that that's true. I believe that every experience we have, every relationship, every dream, even traveling, friendships, work careers and other decisions that we make, all of this changes us. Illness changes us. Good things change us. Things that we don't want, they also change us. Just in small ways, they mold who we are. We're, we're always becoming. The real question is are we becoming someone by default or by design, by choice? For many years, I worked on and off as a registered nurse and in other occupations, and I was busy taking care of other people and not my own needs. I honestly didn't know that there were other versions of me inside there, but a part of me hoped that there was. And then I started painting, not to become an artist or have a different career. It was just because I wanted to paint or wanted to experience and focus on things that were beautiful. And it took me out of myself for a while. It just allowed me to have this free time and enjoy, like any other hobby, um, me time, I guess. And it was a way of just creating. And the more that I did it, the more I liked it, and the more I enjoyed it. And then one day I sort of realised that I was an artist. I don't know that there's actually a point where you can just say that well, today's the day that I've become an artist. It just happens gradually. And at some point, I then chose that this is what I was going to start identifying as. And when the moment I made that choice to identify as an artist, other things started moving forward. It was then that I started looking for a studio space and ways to sell my art and etc. etc. That small decision changed everything because it then allowed me to dream about being an artist. It allowed me to look at other possibilities and see myself a little differently. I wasn't actually trying to reinvent myself. I was actually allowing or giving permission to a part of me to emerge, to come forth. I'd always enjoyed painting as a child and doing creative things, but that part of me had been put on hold. And now I was giving myself permission to actually let that part of me come forward. We all have parts of ourselves that have been put on hold, and this is, I guess, part of normal life, really. But there comes a time when those parts of you need a voice. They need to come out so that you can be fully who you are. So many of us women wait. We wait until we're retired, so we'll have free time, or we wait until the kids have grown, wait until we have enough money. Maybe we wait until we've lost weight, or we feel more confident, for example. But here's the thing, confidence and time come after we've made the decision and decided it's who we are. And this part of us is an important part and we want to express it. So once I decided that I was going to be an artist, then I allowed that made all the rest of it just flow forward. It allowed that part of me, or it gave permission to that part of me to make decisions, to look at options, and to say yes to things. You don't actually need permission or to wait to take the first step. You don't need permission to take an art class or to look up a few things on the internet about your interests, that things that you used to enjoy. You don't need permission to wear the colours that you love and feel good in. You don't need permission to take yourself on a picnic like I am today, just sitting out in the sun and loving it. You don't need permission. You don't need to have someone else with you. A lot of the things that we think we need before we can become or do the things we love are just obstacles that or excuses that we put in our way. And you certainly don't need permission to be yourself or be more yourself. Every small decision that you make is a step forward to becoming who you truly are and who you want to be. We often imagine that transformation happens in this one dramatic step, that you just wake up and you've changed your identity, like they like to tell us. But in reality, it actually happens in all the little small choices that you make. So today, my identity is I'm a YouTuber and I'm out here having a picnic and I'm going to do some art while I'm out in the sun. And I made that decision to come outside to do it rather than sit inside. So that's one small step. And your body is the one who gets the evidence of what you're doing. It, it learns and gains confidence from you acting and making those small choices. That's not a huge choice, just to step outside and take myself on a picnic. It may feel like it for some people. And when I first remember doing it, it did feel a little out of my comfort zone. But now it's just a small choice that I make. It's a nice day, I'm going to go for a picnic. And you can make small choices. You can make even the choice to look up. I wonder if there's some art classes in my area. I wonder if I could go on a dating site, or I wonder if I could look up, there's a country I'd like to visit. I wonder if there are any groups that have similar interests to me that I could go traveling with. Look it up, and then once your mind is sort of focused on something, it tends to then look for other things in that area. You don't see it all at once. Rarely that's what happens. Things are revealed to yourself um, as you make these small choices. I'd like to leave you with a simple exercise. Find a moment on your own if you can, somewhere in nature preferably, and get out your journal or notebook and do this simple exercise. Ask yourself these questions. Who have I been living as? Who have I been living for? And this is not saying that what you've been doing is wrong. It's just that this is the past, and perhaps who you want to be and who you're becoming is something a little different in the future. What parts of myself have I ignored or have I been ignoring? And this is the important bit. If fear wasn't making the decisions, what would I be curious enough to try? And no one's going to be looking at this list. It's just for you. It's just to get your mind onto paper and to see what this is about. You don't need to have your whole future mapped out. You only need to take one courageous, small, beautiful step at a time. One day, one thought, one action, one at a time. If this video spoke to you and you'd like to hear more from me, then please hit that subscribe button so that you keep getting these videos. And I'll leave you with one question to answer in your journal. And that question is, I am a woman who is becoming, and then you finish the sentence. These can include even things like, I am a woman who is learning or becoming a woman that says no, because that's really important too. Or I am a woman who can go out to a coffee shop on my own. Or I am a woman who can look in the mirror and find things that I love about myself. I'll leave you to have some fun with that and keep having those beautiful thoughts about your beautiful life. and I'll see you next time. Bye. Sitting out here in the park, and I'm going to have a go now at drawing these beautiful trees that are in front of me. I'll just turn the camera around and show you which ones I mean. Okay, so I've got myself my trusty notebook and a charcoal pencil, and here I am.